got a notification. I got a notification for my own stream. God damn. I checked. I opened my own stream. I don't know. Does it look okay? The chat looks. Is it better than before? It should be better than before, believe me or not. Better and smoother than before. Am I? Okay, let me see if I'm looking at it. Source quality, I am. Looks sussy. It's not as crisp as my monitor here. That's a little bit sad. Oh, YouTube is worse. Is it? Oh no, it's not. It's not. I don't know, man. Flashbang is not back, right? Can I add it right now? Yeah. And make sure it works. Over here.
Deploying flashbang.
Okay. I don't like the pop-up. Ponomaniac did this. I think that's the alert. Oh. Oh, shiz. See, if I go to overlay and I edit this, what is happening? What is happening? Calm down, lights. If I turn off the alerts and save it, and then I exit. And now, if I do a flashbang,
Deploying flashbang.
it doesn't give me the thing anymore. Good, nice, awesome. Flashbang is there. What is the other thing? The jump scare is there. Everything is there. Let me be right back. Cool. It works, but the transition didn't work. But whatever. Be right back. Okay. Ugh. My PC can definitely handle the fast frames. Oh no, it can. What the fuck? It's still dropping, it seems like. Whoa. What is wrong with everything? Oh my. On the settings, I did 6,000. It's still, I did advanced settings. I made sure it's at 6,000 kbps. But no. What if I do 10,000? Huh? I'll put 6,000. Yeah. Can I change this while I'm streaming? Crazy. 5,000. How about now? Still does the same. It doesn't matter really. Yeah. I'll just figure that somehow, someday. It's not dropping as much though. I mean, it's last 15 minutes. It's not like the last 30 seconds when I changed it. I don't know how much it's dropping. Why would it go to the transition bar? Oh my god. Whatever I do is never enough. I'm so late. Just because I was doing bullshit. Fighting with shit. I'll get answers from her later. Oh yes. We're playing Becca. I still feel bad for Bella. Becca is not a good person. But now my concerns are best left here. Okay. Yep. The rest of the day slips away in a blur. Despite my best efforts in keeping this morning's event from surfacing in my mind, it sticks. Excuse me. Anyway, everything today simply feels like a reminder. Every conversation, regardless of how casual, every topic, no matter how mundane it seems. I blame the news entirely for this. Recent happening but quite require a few interesting stories to everyone's attention. My god, that's killing my ear. That's some loud ass music. I mean, it's not on stream because there's I turned down the volume there, but on here, yeah. Anyway, recent happenings brought quite a few interesting stories to everyone's attention. Most suspicious talk of death. And when locals talk about death here, anyone can sure as hell count on someone bringing up the mansion Isabella sold not a few weeks ago. Even my own students won't stop yapping about it. I think it's even worse than when it was put back up in the market. Now there is some stories. If this is the world reminding me of what matters, or simply because the atmosphere around this time of the year calls for it, I'd rather take that latter. At least I can be sure people will forget about it in favor of another set of holidays after. Okay, let me see something real quick. Minus with Ashton. Damn. I got Ashton and then Luke. What was that? Oh, that was the ad. That got me confused, man. I remember I did a light to know when ad is coming. Why it look like it's lagging? It's definitely not lagging. Nevertheless, and this may be a painful thing to admit, but listening to them is a pleasant distraction while waiting for Ashton's call. I hope he didn't forget. The school day's about to end soon.
No, that's got nothing with what I heard.
You always hear stuff. I'm not sure if half of them's even real.
No, really. Rowan knows about it. He used to be in the same class with them.
Is it the students that got into that and died?
I can hear you from back here, you know.
Whatever, Rowan. Anyway, the story goes like this. There were 3 of them. They entered the mansion on a dare, and they were all never seen again.
That happened, yes. Also, I'm checking the quality. Give me 1 sec. I still feel like the letters on my screen should be a bit more clearer. Everything else seems okay. Like a stream in the stream. Yeah. Well, that's not helpful, Pana. It goes more yellowish every time it does that. Look at that there. Hell yeah. It's always, I don't know, I always feel like this is a cool thing. Very good. We should definitely go back to the game. Look at the spider though. God damn. It's a centipede now. Hell yeah. That's so cool. Anyway. Look at the drop. Oh my god, stream help. I thought it's getting better, but now I don't know what measurement this is. Is it 0? Is it dropping 0? What's going on? I have 0 idea. Oh my god. Shit. Anyway, the story goes like this. There were 3 of them. They entered the mansion on the dare, and they were all never seen again.
No one knows what happened to them. Up to this day. Scary shit, man.
Scary shit, man?
Cock and bull story.
Cool.
Calling it now.
Okay.
No, you don't get it.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you ask Miss Gales then? Better yet, why don't you go inside the place? I'm betting my allowance you can't do it.
My talk immediately halts when I look up. All of them suddenly pretending to be engrossed in their current activity. Still, a word to put a stopper to the nonsense is needed. Creativity and imagination fostered by these stories is one thing, but reckless ideas should be corrected before anything potentially tragic comes from
Back
it.
to your worksheets, everyone. And I don't want to hear any talk of dares or going inside that mansion. It's private property now. You'd all better stay away from it before...
At the noise, a whole lot of them go silent. You can almost hear a pin drop. The look on their faces would have made a funny picture, but that's irrelevant at the moment. If that's a student loitering around, someone's going to be in trouble.
I'll be back. If you're done, you can leave your worksheets on my desk. Keep the noise to a minimum while I'm gone, okay?
This is her eyes on me as I walk out the door. A mute kind of anticipation. A bit unnerving. But it's far more agreeable than feeling of being watched. I've been enduring these past few days. I'm glad you can feel it. Class still in session for most of the rooms. In a few hours, once the final bell rings, however, the place will once again fill with busy chatter, footfalls, an everyday cycle in itself. But for the moment, I let the silence guide me, my ears focusing on wherever sounds there are and there will be, searching for that distinct clenching of metal. A good minute passes, and for the portion of it, I only my steps echoing through the halls. And another. I'm about to turn around when sound of it halts my footsteps, a little muffled and infrequent, but grows louder of each interval. With the hallway devoid of people, if I don't put a stop to it soon, it will start to disturb the other classes still going on. Looking for it doesn't take long. All I do is follow the racket, and shortly I'm standing in front of a nondescript row of unoccupied lockers. What? And from the inside, okay, Linkin Park, calm down. And from the inside, one of them, sitting in the middle, comes the noise, annoyingly disruptive now that I'm facing it. Like someone's pounding on the metal door from the inside, hoping to get out. Leaning forward, I try to get a glimpse through the horizon slots of whatever causing it. Oh my god. But in this light, only darkness greets me, another round of cleansing. Louder than previous one, more desperate. I've had stories before from other schools, from a few colleagues who had to deal with it once or twice. Although personally, I never encountered one myself, and I can only thank the heavens I haven't yet. But
If this is another kid some other student stuffed in a locker.
with a huff, I stand up and study it briefly with a frown. Without a delay, I reach for its handle, and at once it stops. Immediately replaced by the muffled sound of a mobile phone ringing. I give the door a few taps before taking my attention away. A second, another. When nothing, no one responds, I finally avert my eyes and I pull out my mobile. Ash's voice greets me from the other end of the line, oddly cheerful in the light of this morning's matter. Or maybe because I'm just expecting some grave or serious news from him. Instead, I get this.
Hey, Becca.
Well, you sound happy.
I do? My voice still sounds the same to me.
There are only two things I know that could be the reason of the stone: sweet, or he gotten a good lead in his case. Sweets, or... For the sound of it, I'm going to assume it's the former. Since lately this case is all running inside his head, and there's ever a third one, I never heard of it yet. If there's ever a third one, I never heard of it. It can only be one of the two.
Ignore that. How's Isabella?
Drove her home a few minutes ago. I think she's sleeping now. Sorry this took a while. Z-Man gave us the puppy eyes after we tried to leave. Had some food prepared for us, apparently. We didn't have the heart to say no.
That's all right. Is she okay now?
I'm not really sure. She didn't say anything to Zach, but she mentioned a plan to take a few days off from work. It was a passing comment before I left her, so I didn't get to ask.
Must be because of Rose's death.
Could be. It doesn't seem like it from Zach's story, though. He said she was shaking when she got there.
Shaking?
That word triggers a memory. From the days ago, on the way home, our little treat after she sold the mansion. I didn't think much of it at the time, but I won't lie, it scared me. The terrified look on her face, how she sounded when she suddenly screamed.
Becca? Still there?
Yeah, I just remembered something. Sorry, don't mind me.
Oh,
Look, if you can
excuse
talk
me.
to her, get the story out of her. That would be great. She wouldn't talk to Zach or me even when I tried. Maybe she'll speak up if it's you.
I'll give it a go, but I can't promise anything, okay? You know how stubborn she can get. But thanks for letting me know about this.
No problem. If anything comes up, just drop me a line, okay?
Line of what? There's a short pause before he cuts the call from his end, and once again, I'm alone with my thoughts. Rather than answers, all I got from it are questions, more of them, one on top of the other, as if the other world is planning to give me a break anytime soon. As if the other world isn't planning to give me a break anytime soon. But that's a problem I'll tackle later. Right now I've got students who need to be taught follies of eavesdropping. If that slightly open door and their smothered laughter from the inside is an indication.
All right, enough eavesdropping. All of you, back to your seats.
Is that your boyfriend, Miss Scales?
She's gonna get blushy.
None of your business.
Oh my
He
god.
totally is.
A quick scuffle follows that comment. Is there a retort prepared at the tip of my tongue? I drop every pretense of letting it loose on them. There is no use arguing with teenagers sometimes. Boisterous as they all are. They're still my kids, though. Rough around the edges, maybe, but still my kids. Shaking my head, I head back to the classroom with a smile, but not before taking a glance at the locker again. It hasn't made a sound since.
Must be the wind.
What do you mean must be the wind? Wind does... I don't think you can hear that, but, you know. I mean, I can mute it. That might be just too loud, I'm sorry. I don't have audio control on that. Yeah, I can do this. Mute! There we go. Anyway, must be the wind. You're on the look, I live it alone. Oh my god! I got so scared. Oh, it's blood dripping. Listen to it. Love that. Love that little touch. It's fixing. Sorry. I got so scared I need to fix my browser. All in all, the entire school day ends without a hitch. I could have gone better, mind you, but with the exams nearing, getting out of the work before the sun has set looks as tough. It's as tough. It's a far off dream for now. At least until they're over. Then we have the holidays to look forward to. There really are times when you simply take what you can get for the time being.
Nothing wrong with that.
Of course not. All I'm hoping for is this will continue until the whole day ends. Oh, excuse me. There's still the promise I made Ashton, and frankly, the idea alone doesn't sound good. If Isabella didn't talk to them, what makes them think she'll talk to me? It's not like there's a hierarchy, is there? There is. There is always is. Just because I can handle Isabella's childish tendencies doesn't mean I can do it all the time.
Really, those two give me too much credit.
Nevertheless, I am keeping my fingers crossed, if only because I'm also worried about her, and both Zachary and Ashton deem it important that somebody gets the story out of her. Here's to hoping it got nothing to do with that letter again. Oh. I'm starting to head back so much. I understand if she feels a bit stressed lately, but keeping the story going on for more than a week is it's bound to get tiring at one point. Seriously, I merely don't want this to end in another argument. God willing, the cafe special will help smoothen things out. After all, it's always been food with her, or money, but mostly food. At this hour, the cafe is usually filled to the brim with people. That's the reason Isabel and I rarely ever go there during the evenings. There's simply too much of a hassle when we can prepare food ourselves in the comfort of our home. And there isn't much reason to eat out lately. What with life going on a busy street, no time for long lines. Better spend that doing something productive, yes?
Lucky there isn't one tonight.
Only few people are idling around the counter. 4 of them, in fact, a woman in her 60s and a teenager busy with his phone. Both are just waiting to be served their orders. I need some drink. The other 2, a posh-looking man and a child, who is immediately recognized as Kylie. Obviously have not yet picked anything they want. For some reason, my gaze lingers at the guy. Though dressed relatively well and looks harmless, I haven't seen him around these parts before. Someone new in the Heights neighborhood, perhaps? Even so, there's something familiar in him. It feels like I've seen him somewhere before. This also begs the question of why Kylie's with him. Of course, a girl easily takes a liking to anyone who buys a sweet, so it's both a bit worrisome and unsurprising. Oh, the blonde bloke doesn't look particularly thrilled with the company, though. I tear my eye away from them soon enough once the guy at the counter appears ready to make my order. That, and I'll also hate to be accused of ogling strangers. Okay,
2, evening special, takeout.
Already punching the order before I even finish. Saying my orders out loudly is really more of formality sake and made out of habit. He has known Isabel and I long enough that if we ever drop by here, he already knows it's always because I'm buying dinner for the 2 of us. I rarely visit her alone if I can help it, but Isabella can sometimes be a bad influence. He gives me a small smile before leaving to prepare my order while I fish my wallet when...
Look, you little ankle biter. If I buy you the biggest parfait they have, will you please behave?
আরে কিসের আওয়াজ করছিস? আওয়াজ করা বন্ধ কর রে কুকুর। Okay.
I would just like 10 minutes of peace and quiet.
You said you'll get me some bread pudding this time.
Yeah, well, darling, they said they ran out of it. Just pick another one so we can be on our way.
Their parfait doesn't look as cute as the one my mom bought me.
Parfait is just ice cream, sweetheart. It'll melt no matter how dainty it appears. In the end, it'll all look like an ugly puddle. Now, come on, just pick one. It could even be the most expensive one on that list. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Oh, what I would give for someone to buy you off my hands right now.
You selling kids? What is going on? What? My whole attention instantly snaps back to them and their conversation. Every conclusion isn't something I'm particularly fond of, especially when all I have is baseless assumptions. But you can't really trust a stranger these days. No one's around. Kappa seems to be noticed his words either. Very suspicious words. Still, I don't move. Yet. But my hands have already shifted from my wallet to the book I'm carrying. It's a hardbound book. Looks harmless, but it's if a situation calls for it, it might be a good deadly weapon. Mine. Okay, she's fun to do the horror stuff, I guess. I haven't gotten the chance to try it anywhere so far. This game is dumb though. A lot of places it's like must be the wind. They just don't believe what they're seeing. Like, come on. At least say I must be dreaming or something. Question it. Something. No, they're like, oh, I forgot that happened. Unless like it goes to like an extreme a little bit. So it could be that day.
But you promised.
Look, if you don't want a parfait, how about a Bonifay pie? I'm sure it'll taste just as good as any other bread pudding. I'll even buy you the entire tray. How does that sound?
That's not what you said before.
Oh my god.
Well, sweetheart, adults change their minds sometimes.
You said if I come with you, you'll buy me a bread pudding, and I did, and now you won't keep your promise. I want to go home. I miss my mom.
No, darling, if I remember correctly, and I have a good memory, honey. What I said was, if you come quietly with me, I might buy you one. The quiet part didn't happen. Though now that I'm sober, I think this is a bad idea. And I should just ship you someplace else for that peace and quiet.
Oh my god. Oh, that's it. No hesitation. In a few paces, he within my reach, and without warning, I slammed the flat area of the book against his skull.
Ow!
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a cry of pain followed by him instantly crouching down, hands nursing the sore spot, almost comically. If this were a different situation and the safety of the St. Grote student isn't at stake, I'll probably feel sorry for him. I mean, has anyone seen how thick the book is?
Get behind me, Kylie.
Miss Pink!
It's amazing how fast her expression changes from pouty one earlier to something that is utter delight upon seeing me. There's no time for any pleasantries, not even quick ones, because soon the man strengthens, and I'm raiding my favorite newfound weapon for another hit. Except this time he's ready, and before I can land another one, his hand stood up to catch my wrist in a firm hold. And the look on his face. What the fuck?
Bloody hell, woman! What's your problem?
Say he's pissed would be a completely understatement. Had I been a weak-willed sort, I'd probably cower under his sharp gaze. But that simply isn't how I roll. If he thinks he can scare me and do as you please here, just because I'm a woman or whatever his reason may be, he's got another thing coming for him. So instead, I return it to him with the same intensity, with the same venom.
What's my problem? You're the one who has a problem here. Rotten bowbags like you don't deserve the freedom to roam this town. What are you doing to this girl?
And why is that any of your business, pray tell?
Oh, it's my business if I make it to be. Now, release me or I'll call the police.
You think that scares me, Daisy?
I have a name, you sleazy douchebag.
They are the worst people to be in the same place. My god.
Oh, I'm sure.
His grip on my hand only tightens when I attempt to shake it off. His tone may be dripping with anger and sarcasm, but the gleam in his eyes says it all. He's getting a kick out of this. Riling people up, getting on their nerves, invading their personal space. He knows exactly what and which buttons to push. The nerve on this person. The nerve on this arsehole. If he thinks I'm going to give in to his goading, please, you might as well just kiss his sorry behind. Oh, save me. In fact, why not do the most sensible thing right now? Teach him a tough lesson.
Mister, you have until the count of 5 to let me go and step out of my personal space.
A fair warning. Fairer than any offer for people of his kind. I'm already being considerate. Hell, this also doesn't even deserve a warning. If he didn't listen, well, he's much responsible for what will happen next as anyone.
Or else what? Such vulgar words coming out of that pretty mouth.
Oh well,
A
you're
gorgeous flower like you shouldn't even be saying.
Don't say I didn't warn you, Bowbag.
Love that intensity, Daisy. FYI, I like feisty in a woman. It gives them this certain charm. Why don't you?
5.
That's the kind of silence. And without any nuts and bolts. Without any preamble, my leg moves in one fluid motion and delivers a swift, powerful, well-placed kick in his nether regions. He also said the effect is instantaneous. He yelps, abruptly drops his hold on me and kneels over, howling from pain. I can see the tears from it in the corner of his eyes too, and the mere sigh of it prompts not an ounce of remorse from me. I would have been gentler if he isn't such a dirty little prick, with an ego too, big for his head. Too bad. Whether this obliterates any chance of him ever procreating remains to be known. Shit, but a part of me is already praying he doesn't ever breed after this. We have no need of more of him in this world.
You mad woman!
I warned you, you ass!
Why you... This is harassment, I'm telling you! Harassment!
Then why don't you tell that to the police once they get here,
You despicable! Whatever you're assuming I am, I'll have you know it's all in your head. None of it's true. You best have that pretty brain of yours checked before that gets worse. What is wrong with you? Is this the face of someone who'd do anything suspicious?
Oh? You don't think a stranger luring an innocent child with promises of sweets before whisking them away from their parents doesn't warrant any suspicion? You have a very funny definition of suspicious, asshole. Maybe you're the one who should have that head of yours checked.
The kid asked me to buy her sweets. You're the one who's suspicious here. I'll have you know, I have a wife!
That much at least appears to have a silver of the truth to it. Silver? He even makes a show of bandishing his left hand to my face with much flourish. Sure enough, wedding ring is there, though all that earned him is an unimpressed glare from me. Immediately, a small part of me stares to feel sorry for whatever poor woman married to this sod. I don't understand why he has to bring her up either. As if the mention of her alone will magically present a solution to this problem. She must be truly a remarkable woman if she can handle this dirtbag like him.
And even my wife of all people in this bloody city, has never, I'm telling you, accused me of such a scandalous thing! You crazy woman!
Does she normally accuses you? What's going on? Oh, another ad? Okay.
Married or not, you're still a sleaze. Honestly, I feel...
Miss Pink, why are you fighting with my Teal?
Whatever words still left to be said here dies on my tongue. Same thing goes for the sleaze. Beside us stands Kylie, gawking at us with the same curious stare she often brings with her. I know that looks all too well. I'm precocious child though, I'm through and through. Precocious. What the fuck that is? Child through and through, whatever that means. She didn't even say anything further. Her gaze simply moves between us, eyeing us both carefully, clearly anticipating an answer. From my experience, when it gets like this with children her age, it's sure sign they won't leave you until you have given them an answer they're satisfied with. Lying won't do either. It has dissolved into a shouting match, for heaven's sake. And did she say Teal? Something falls straight to the pit of my stomach. At that. I didn't read at that for some reason. But my tone is gentle when I finally address her, void of any apprehension that and what might be the first hint of embarrassment. I pointedly ignore the latter, and I can very well be just the hunger speaking.
Kylie, sweetie, do you know this oaf?
Yeah, he's Teal Loot.
What does Teal means? Right at the moment, my brain stops. Every line of thought, every argument I still have against a man beside me dissipates in a haze. Amidst of all, one memory gets triggered from a few days ago.
Tio? The one you mentioned before? The uncle? The guy Rowan wanted to impress? Or was that a dare? I'm sorry, I can't recall. Is it the one who promised he'll take Big Brother someplace cool?
Yeah, the one and the same. Don't you know who he is?
I sure as hell don't, darling. Because if I do, I wouldn't have let everything say earlier come out of my mouth.
He's my Teal Loot. Gazillionaire extraordinaire, am I? No, the fairy godfather.
Oh my god.
He's your godfather. That's
Concerning.
that's nice.
Oh yeah, sure.
The one and only. Did I get that right, Teal?
More than right, sweetheart. I'm sure Miss Pink here understood everything you said quite perfectly.
Look at his smug face. Whatever it is landed at the bottom of his stomach prior has shot straight up to my face and stayed there. The heat from it slowly spread into my cheeks, coloring my face is almost the same shade as my hair. If only the earth would swallow me whole here and now. His eyes are on me, I can feel them jeering, mocking, and I can't bring myself look at him. Did we go? Oh, that's bad. She hates everyone. Can't help it. But she's strong, independent. Okay, I couldn't do scream. She gotta go for the nuts. Nut and bolts, baby. Okay, I read that. What's in there? Amusement? I doubt it. He's probably having the time of his life right now. I know. I can hear the sneer in his tone alone when he talks. He has this smug grin on him, which I may or may not want to punch off his face at present, just for the hell of it. But damage control. Let's use some damage control before the whole thing goes south. Aww. Though it pains me to apologize to see that I come, this is my mistake with Kylie watching us close by. I don't want to set a bad example for her, do I? I'm surprised she grew up the child she is. If anything, I want to be the role model this man couldn't possibly be. Even if it means taking a few blows to my ego and stroking his insufferable one. Oh my god, a deep gulp in the air. Oh well, I hope you're enjoying that, kid. Very nice flashback. Are you going to sleep now? A deep gulp of air, a short moment to swallow my self-respect, and then I'm facing him. The words are out of my mouth in a single breath.
I'm really, really sorry, sir. I had no idea.
This work is impossible to miss. Oh, you think you can keep going? Don't worry. There's already. Okay. You can only do 5 times. That's how it's set up. Have a good night, Genny. I am unmuted, right? Yeah. He's not making an effort to hide it, and even the smile. Oh no, I think that has a limit. Not the first. Check it out. But yeah, I did fix these, so now you guys can do that again. He's not making an effort to hide it, and even the smile is so irritatingly present in his tone. Oh, I peace out. Peace out, bro. If I could slap it off him, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Now, it's an honest mistake, Daisy.
No, I really mean it. I actually thought you were... And then...
It's fine now. It probably happens quite a lot to a few people who look suspicious to you.
Oh my god, so... I'll be here lurking. Oh yeah, thanks.
Seems I'm one of them now. But don't lose sleep over it. Do be careful with that book, though. A little more and you would have dislodged my poor brain off my head. What would I ever do if that happens?
Oh no! Did it leave a mark or anything? If you want, we can have it checked. I'll handle the expenses if there's a need for it.
Now, what kind of man would I be if I let an attractive woman such as yourself do that? Why don't we just look at it this way?
Look at his face.
My forgiveness is coming from the utter goodness of my heart.
Sleazy douche. So fun. Exactly the kind of person I'll happily leave to die in a ditch somewhere.
Of course, sir. Why didn't I think of it that way?
I know, right? But even someone as capable as you is bound to have a few lapses. No harm done, Daisy. Let's move on from this.
Well, if you're going to put it like that, then I guess there's nothing left for us to talk about.
I figured as much.
Awkward. The whole exchange is nothing but an awkward display of fake pleasantries. One that brings much agony to the very pride I've been willing to hold back a while ago. I might need a drink later so I can forget any of this. Excuse me, ever happened. Who would have thought the time would come when I'll meet someone tougher to handle than Isabella? Miracles of miracles, I swear. Though, to my surprise, he prefers me a hand shortly before they leave. For a shake, I realize after a long minute of staring at it. I accept it, albeit, I don't know what that is again, half-heartedly. I need to understand that they use that word a lot, albeit. Though. How do you pronounce it?
Albeit.
Albeit. Okay, it's not albeit, it's albeit. Albeit half-heartedly. Okay, cool. This means though. Okay. With all of the goodwill that small gesture represents melts into the thin air when he winks at me. Winks. The gall of this man. However, there is no moment to ponder about it. Seconds later, the guy at the counter raised me hands me a paper bag as soon as I've paid. He offers me another smile before I leave. When I return it simply with shake of returning it, or I don't at all, with the latter happening more commonly. For the time being, I do so freely. After that encounter, the scene we have caused, seeing a friendly gesture being extended to me, albeit from a person I barely know on a personal level, it feels like a reassurance, despite bearing no promises of better days. I take what little I can of it with me as I step out into the night. God damn. A cloudless night sky greets me when I can't read. A cloudless night sky greets me when I walk out of the cafe. Beyond the tall buildings, a blanket of stars spread out before me. Isabella once told me that the best place to view it is someplace outside the city, away from the noise and the obstructive lights. She's seen it once in her mom's hometown and another time in the university she used to attend. Then she asked me if it's possible to try it out here sometime. I agree with her at the time, if only because she appeared excited at the mere prospect of it. We made those little plans along with Zachary and Ashton. Though up until now we never got around it. Even so, I find myself enjoying this despite being told it's only half the experience. Little things, you know, stuff like you learn to appreciate when you're alone. Because at certain times, you get to meet people who are unfortunately born with the innate talent to ruin the mood and the scene with their mere existence alone. For example, the very driver of the car fast approaching my direction. Luckily, he doesn't notice me. But the fleeting moment he passes each other by, giving me a brief glance of the people he's with. That's Kylie. That's our Luke White, and that's we don't know. So. Can he see that? Did I read? Kylie sitting on the back seat with a serving of a brake pudding in her hands. And beside him must be his wife. Damn, I'm so scared. He takes he takes a turn and disappears at the nearest corner. Though the night, the curiosity glimpse of all things to bother me has left me wondering what kind of person his wife is. And more than that, it is a silent prayer to the universe. I hope I don't ever cross paths with that douche again. After having such a eventful day, anyone will think nothing will surprise me anymore. But here I am, standing at the top of the stairwell, watching an odd scene unfold before me. Relief crosses my mind first, followed by confusion.
What is she doing there?
Other given what happens this morning, this question feels a bit inappropriate to ask directly. What's impossible is Isabella's here. She's sitting cross-legged on the hallway just right in front of her room with several paper and folded scattered about. Each of them seems as important as next day. As the next. Where did I read day? So these things we don't know anymore. Where are we right now? This is after that. It doesn't seem new anywhere. Just this. Oh. It's just that day again? Wait. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. Oof. More than once, upon giving the scene a quick scan, I spot Briar Realty's logo at the topmost areas of the pages. Everything considered looked like a mess made by a third grader working on a crunch time. The landlady will have a few things to say about this when she finds out. I have a few things to say about this myself, in fact. But something in the calm, focused manner she told herself at the present keeps me from disturbing her with that reminder. She's going through each paper with this intensity. Her brows are furrowed, lips in a straight line, both hands moving in precise movement as she shifts through each sheet. When she finds something of note, she moves closer. Nose almost touches in whatever paper she's holding and grabs her phone to call someone.
Hello. Sorry to call you this late. There's something I just want to confirm, if that's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Thanks anyway. Not that one either.
It's a cycle. She goes through call after call. Then after the last one ends, she shuffles through the pile again and dials another number. Is it work? I've never seen her this engrossed with her own work before. Otherwise, she would have noticed my presence the moment I've reached our floor. After the 9th call, she still appears as oblivious to it as when I arrived. After she lets us outside this time, I immediately take that an opportunity to interrupt.
Isabella, you know the house rules here.
At once, her head jerks back and hit the concrete wall behind her with a thump. Oh my god. There's Isabella, I know, glad it's still there. Allow her a moment to nurse it before speaking again.
Becca, you're late!
Yeah, I ran into a little trouble at the cafe. But I brought food for the two of us, if you haven't eaten anything yet.
Stop! As I anticipated, she grins once I raise the bag of food I'm holding. Look, I would love food as well. I'm sorry, it's just a thing. I think it's an Asian thing, I'm kidding. Yet it doesn't reach their eyes. There's nothing to be cheerful glib in this time. This is a hollow tone for the sake of being polite. Ashton's right. Something's happened.
Yeah, maybe later. I've got to finish this first. Just leave it here. I'll eat it once I'm done. Thanks, Becca.
You can't eat this here. You know how the landlady would react. Why are you even working outside? Your room's right there.
I know. Sorry. It just feels stuffy in my apartment right now. I'll go back inside once everything's been aired out. I promise.
That has never bothered you before.
Well, it bothers me now.
Oh, really? Just now? I find that hard to believe.
Yeah? Shouldn't you be happy? I mean, you've been complaining even if it's not your room. Now I know how you're feeling when it's messy, so I'm going to clean. Isn't that a good thing?
In spite of what's supposed to be a good news, an exhale comes out from me, down out and still.
It's a good thing, Isabella. Believe me.
Alexa, change the temperature to 24. It doesn't do it. Alexa, change the temperature to 24. He thinks the air is off. Alexa, turn on the AC. What? Not Spotify. Alexa, stop. The fuck? Something's wrong with Alexa, man. Oh, let me see. Alexa, stop. Where is the house? It's home. It's homemade. Device. Air. Switch on. Thinks it's on 24 now. It's a good thing, as it will believe me.
But you're as bad as Zachary at lying. What's really going on?
She hastily advertised her eyes a surefire indicator that this is going to be one of those lengthy conversations that can possibly end up with the other person angry. Okay. Excuse me. It's one thing I'd like to avoid tonight at all costs. Still, I made a promise to Ashton and Zachary. If she didn't talk to them, who else is she gonna talk to? If she's keeping this all to herself, who knows what might happen?
Isabella, you can tell me. Is it about your family?
A slight movement of her lips, although a frown. It's a reaction at least. I'm getting there.
Rose?
She merely shakes her head, just a little more.
Come on, I know something happened. I don't know if it's because of Rose, but I know it's related to her somehow. You weren't here when I visited this morning, and both Zachary and Ashton are worried about you. If you don't want to tell them, you can tell me.
By now, Zachary is probably running from his house. He's outside, running to the fucking park. Right? Isn't that how it goes? Or was it like a few days after? It's probably a few days after. She went there. This is the day. This is... Next day, nothing happened like that. This is when Zachary went to show the photos. 28th, when she saw stuff. Oh my god, she's dead. I'm pretty sure she's dead. They danced. She wore the thing. Wait, when did Zachary... Wait. Can I not know? Is there nothing that shows that? Well, I guess we'll never know. It can be before that. It has to be after. Anyway, I'm going to hear one of his...
Does it have something to do with work? Office?
If I didn't know her, I might have missed it. She shifts then, her fist clenched tight and teeth biting her lower lip, and there's fear. A look of terror in her, and the last thing I expect to see out of everything. The look of terror in her is the last thing I expected to see out of everything, yeah. Her mouth trembles briefly before she opens them. Then she finally voices it out. The words simply spill out of her mouth, one after another. All of it. True or what I promised her. True to what I promised her, I listen. Because this is something she has been keeping to herself, even though from the two most dependable people I know. The fact she chooses to tell me is this speaks a lot to me.
Becca, she was there again. Last night? In the office? Boss passed me all of Rose's lurk load yesterday. For the Ermengarde mansion. I had to stay late to finish them all. And then... when I was about to go home, I saw her. I saw her again! She was standing in front of me again last night, Becca. I couldn't get away. She was blocking the door. If I hadn't hidden myself, even if I made the tiniest noise, if she found me, Becca, she almost did. If she saw me under my table, I think that would have been the end of it. I'm scared. I'm so scared I won't be able to do anything.
By the end, her hands are trembling and her breathing comes out in rasping intervals for a long moment. I let the silence stretch out between us, let his sobs fill it instead. But even as our soft whimpers die down minutes later, there is a heaviness hanging in the air. Not just from her, but also from me. From my exasperation over the whole matter. From my own frustration over her stupid superstitions. When she could do us all favor and grow a backbone. She may be young, but she's no longer that young. It's about time to put the end of this. She can't keep going like this. She's still got plenty of years to live out. And what if she goes home? What if we're no longer there to keep her fears in line with what's real? What would she do then? I'm more afraid of her for what that kind of imagination will do to her than of what some of imaginary monster could. But with that manner she's looking at me right now, there is an exception in it. I hope a plea sworn together. She wants me to believe her this time. If it's like that, then what am I supposed to say now? What she wants to hear or she needs to. Believe her. Just fucking believe her, you dumb bitch. As much as I want to set her straight, a reprimand isn't what she needs right now. Plus, not with Luke. Plus with Luke. Oh, because I apologize. That got full again. That's good. Does that matter? Is that line matters? Is that a thing? Like that line is crucial? She good with that? Oh. Oh. But anyway. With the party face she's given me, I doubt it will even end well if I push it. I know her. When she wants to be stubborn, she's stubborn. But there are moments when she can be acquisitioning too. Time when she's be more accepting of what I tell her, despite her inclination to disagree with me. Inclination now. With it, not with me, with it. That talk can wait. In the meantime, I'll be the ear that listens to her without judging her, without criticizing her despite my own opinions on it. Yeah, because you're a dumb bitch.
You should have called me.
He stares at me like I've grown out of the head, and laughter spits out before I can stop myself.
There? I can't do that! What will you do? Hit her with a book? You'll be dead before that happens. And
That isn't what I'm talking about. After you got out, you should have phoned me.
Phoned me.
You didn't have to go to Zachary's.
One of her mouth curls up, a sleepish smile, by general definition, but this is Isabella. Her smiles are never half-hearted, never lacks her high spirits. In spite of this, I know everything's going to be okay, somehow. After all this, she learned how to pick herself up long ago, long before you met.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't even remember how I ended up in Zach's place. I was in a hurry to get out of the office, and it was already late. Besides, I don't really think you'll believe me if I wake you up over something like that.
That's beside the point. True or not, there are people who will always be concerned about you. There's Zachary, but he's the first person you went to, and you didn't tell him anything. You just slept there. There's Ashton too, and me. But how do you think I'll be able to explain to your aunt or your family if you suddenly disappeared? Think about that.
Right. I'll remember that next time.
Then she grins, playful and mischievous, a preamble of an old banter. It's still not quite there, still not quite her usual self, but with it, I know we're bound to get her back soon. Wait a sec. I didn't think about this, but is my voice cracking? I restarted my PC, so it can be. I don't know. I fixed it anyway. Oh my god. Fireworks, yay. Playful and mischievous, a preamble to an old banter. It's still not quite there, still not quite her as quite her usual self, but with it, I know we're bound to get her back soon.
Mom!
I told you not to call me that.
Then I send an elbow on her side for added measure, but when laughter follows a familiar gesture, none of it is unexpected. That's what's comfortable. This is how we have found an equal ground despite our stark differences. So for the moment, I accept things as they are. Afterwards, a hush stretches out before us. For Isabella, this is rare. This isn't her. Yet, in this moment, she fiddles with the edge of another paper near her as she hugs her knees close to her and lets a pensive expression linger on her face. On her face? They didn't say that. On her. It feels strangely fitting. I'm like predictive reading. Like, what the fuck? As if this is where everything's supposed to lead to if we allowed it long ago. Second later, the moment is broken by a sound of a door easing open and a voice begging some little space.
How many times have I told you girls not to loiter around the hallway? It's noisy. Some people here are trying to sleep.
Don't sleep then.
Quiet down or go do your talking inside. I'm pinning a memo to your door the next time this happens.
I didn't receive a memo yet.
Millennials.
How can you say that? Like, I guess they were young. They are those millennials. Yes, millennials. Millennials. Why can I? What happened? I was joking at first, but then it actually happened. Oh, damn. Scary.
Sorry, we won't do it again.
You'd better.
The ritual, and Isabel starts gathering the mess she's made, carefully stacking them all in her arms. And at a loss for what to do, I help her pick them, and for the first time I get a closer look at it. Completely unintentional, of course, but it catches my attention nevertheless, and confused frown makes it way to my face. Why is she looking through these? I'll look to her for an explanation, but she merely ignores the questioner in my eyes, takes the paper off my hand and finishes cleaning up. I would think she was calling everyone that worked on that house and checking if they disappeared or not. I think she knows that she's gonna get disappeared. The houses are kind of nice though. I like it. The last paper she puts on the top is a letter. The one she supposedly found in the mansion, and what's probably the root cause of all this odd behavior. I should have questioned. Look for that too. but all she gives me a smile, and in a halt tone, so completely unlike her.
Becca, I'll find a way out of this. You guys don't have to worry about me. Anyways, I should go. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
Now, where are you going? Huh?
Getting myself some food. Don't wait for me.
Bella walks away before I can stop her, before I can remind her I've bought food enough for 2 of us. She quickly disappears down the stairway while I'm left standing in the empty hallway holding 2 bags of takeout. One of them will go uneaten tonight. Just an innocent passing through. I order more food if there is an offer. Like, get this much food and you're gonna get an offer. I get that food, I eat half of it, and I keep half of it for next time. I have pizza right behind my PC for tonight. It's that easy. Destination passing through. One that I don't dwell much on as I head back to my room, not my mom. What the fuck, room? I ignore all of it in the same way I assumed I won't ever encounter that douche again. Oh my god, but you know. Next day. Henry done with the school thing? The brief lull the past 2 days has offered a nice while it's lasted. The brief lull the past 2 days has offered is nice while it lasted. Or as nice as it can get with worries of Isabella's whereabouts creeping me up to every now and then. I hope you guys don't hear the firecrackers going up. The bombs. The fire bombs. That sounds so serious. The firecrackers. She hasn't shown up after the last talk we had in the hallway, and the dinner I bought had since been given to a different neighbor before it spoils. Oh shit. By all means, this shouldn't be anything to lose sleep over. Wait, she hasn't showed up after the last talk we had in the hallway, and the dinner I bought. Oh no. 25th we talked. Today's 26th. Like it showed on my screen and it was big. I still didn't notice. What happened? I am dumb. Okay. By all means, this shouldn't be anything to lose sleep over. She's gone on work trip before, usually for a day or two. This might simply be one of those. It's often with a message saying exactly where, but it's the door note she has ended our last chat with that gauze.
Like an ugly premonition.
Nose, not gauze, nose. An ugly premonition. Thank you. And as expected, just as things start to settle and a steady rhythm finally worms its way back to my routine, Thursday morning brings further disturbance to the now calm waters. With a little ceremony, though it's still enough to ripple through everything. In retrospect, I really should have seen this coming. Luxembourg is a small city, relatively speaking, compared to, say, London or Glasgow. It's nothing but a tiny mass of land boasting a mere population of 68,000. But those numbers alone are nothing to scoff at when you're standing in a busy street. My voice is not too loud. Cool. I hope so. It's fine. Ah! Ah! Okay, that's fine. And if you pay close enough attention, the faces taking the crosswalk or riding the subway will soon grow familiar. How unfortunate that out of that number, it has to be Theo fucking Luke I encountered more than once.
Oh, you know, a few problems popping up here and there that the agents failed to tell us somehow. Nothing a few hired hands can't fix, of course. I would have preferred a place near the city and something that's new to save us all the trouble, but who am I to say no? I would have preferred a place near the city and something that's new to save us all the trouble, but darling wife insisted. Who am I to say no?
Ah, are you kidding me?
His mug head is first thing I see upon turning into the hall. In spite of small crowd of parents and students gathered at the corridor for the primary's career day. It's not that he stands out, he's pretty unremarkable at first glance, frankly. However, it's his countenance that draws people's eyes to him. The manner he carries himself with all the confidence in the world, his mere presence, dwarfing everyone around him. I'm willing to make a bet he's also enjoying the attention it garners him, especially the ones coming from the women.
What an ass.
A single glance at him and I know immediately that one way or another, if we ever bump into each other again, my day will effectively be ruined in some capacity. He also exudes that air. That sort of that makes you want to run him over with the lorry and pass it off as an unfortunate accident. With him, it's either you want to punch him or let yourself be charmed. There is no in between. I'll gladly do the honor of the former myself, but alas, there are people around this. Now I'm stuck with having to face one of the two.
I shouldn't have volunteered.
At the time, helping out sounded a good idea. I have no classes left today until after lunch. I could have opted to stay at the teacher's lounge and work on my lesson plans. But that means being left alone with our deputy head and his chatter. He's a good man, but Crivets, he can't talk anyone's ear off. So the moment an opportunity arose, I jumped on it. It's a simple task to boot. Just deliver a whole box of materials and a few posters for the event. Maybe stay around to assist if time will allow it. Excuse me. I just wasn't expecting him to show up here. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Had I known, I would have stayed and suffered through the deputy's impromptu speeches about his life crisis instead. Sounds like me. Damn, life is hard, man. What's done is done. Going back is also out of the question. With how unexpectedly heavy the load I'm carrying is, I hate to log this for a trip back just because my pride can't take another second of interaction with that guy. He's insufferable, alright, but I've had my fair share of dealing with teens of more or less the same temperament, all considerably younger than him, and they listen. If he wants to be difficult like last time, so be it. But he can bet his sorry English ass I'm not standing down. Left with no other choice, I braced myself, sucked in a breath, mustering every bit of patience I have as I step into the hall. My grip on the box tightens when I pull it closer to me as an attempt to assuming a low-key air as I amble towards the room. The box is not big enough. Yes. I meant to say yes. The box. Oh my god. The box is not big enough to hide my face, even with the stuff piled on top. But if all else fails, I can just hit him with it. Still, a small prayer forms in my head. If there's even one listening out there, please grant me enough restraint resistance. Restraint. But yeah, I hope he doesn't notice me at all. That's fine. That's definitely make my life easier. Seriously, how hard can it be? He's standing a few ways from the door, and there are plenty of people between us to use for cover. If I'm careful. Let me do this for a bit. I'm watching my own stream with full screen, so if there is like frame drops, I can see it. I hope so. If I'm careful, I can just go in. Oh no, I didn't. If I'm careful, I can go in, hand the stupid box to whoever's in charge, forget every plan of staying longer than necessary, and step out as soon as I can. Easy as pie. But as luck would have it, the exact moment I reach the room's threshold, someone barrels towards me. Of course. She latches onto my wrist. Oh, she latches onto my waist. Oh, it's Kylie. Before topping the sudden commotion with a gleeful squeal.
I knew it's you!
She was hiding! The force of it nearly throws me off balance, sending the item stack up on top of the box, tilting dangerously to the sides. With the child's added weight at my waist, pinning me on the spot, and my both hands occupied watching it. Watching is the only thing I'm able to do. Oh my god. Kylie, I'm gonna kick you! So I just remember that I need my heartbeat monitor, because this game is supposed to be scary. It's a visual novel with horror, I guess. Okay. I have 22% battery though. That's a bad news. Oh. What was I thinking, by the way? Help. I totally forgot what was I thinking. Oh yes, my heart rate monitor. Damn, my brain is so broken. Even though I'm pretty sure the graph is going up and down, I don't see any frame drops. Interesting shit. I don't know what's going on. Is it a Twitch thing? Because my PC is running fine. It's not dropping frames for me. Or, you know, doing the internet thing anymore. I changed the wire as well. The Ethernet wire. I thought maybe that's a problem with that, but I don't think so. Interesting. Also, I need to get rid of my beard. It looks monstrous. No, not there. Go small. Oh yeah, let's go. The short second in between slows as everything gradually slides off the box's small surface. Under different circumstances, it were made for a funny story some other time, comical even, until another set of hand reaches out and steadies the postures and threatens to take nose dive right into the floor.
Oh, careful now, Daisy. Don't make a mess here.
My entire body freezes Upon hearing his voice alone, an irritational impulse to hit him immediately bubbles up. And before my limbs could catch up with what my brain is currently screaming at me, he moves to take the burden off my arms. Irritation gives way to surprise, then confusion. It is that moment when instinct finally kicks in and I tug the box closer to me before he can fully tilt it off.
What are you doing?
What does it look like?
He's trying to help.
You're surprisingly slow on the uptake for someone of your profession, aren't you? Bloody, doesn't this school have people for this kind of work? Ugh, so much for being a center of academic excellence.
I'm going to ignore that slight to my alma mater and my work, because that's not what I'm trying to get at. You know what? Why don't we just rephrase that to something you'll easily understand? Why exactly are you doing this?
Excuse me.
Well, you look like you could use a bit of help. Have you seen your face while you were heaving this around?
Mister, I'm pretty sure if there's ever a look on my face, it's entirely because I saw something extremely unpleasant this morning.
Aren't you a ball of sunshine today, Daisy? Having a bad day, aren't we?
Oh, you have no idea.
I'd put it away if I were you. You might scare the children.
You don't have to worry about that. This isn't my department. I was just asked to bring these. Anyway, I can handle this myself, mister. The room's just right over there. Behind you, in fact. Now, if you could please move over and make way, it would do the whole world some good.
Keeping my voice level though is a miracle in itself. That regardless of how polite my request is, he doesn't budge. Oh my god. Did what I've just said merely fly over his head? Were my choice was really that difficult to comprehend? Oh my god. He got a cut there or something because I thought it's on my monitor, but it's not. Surely it shouldn't be that hard. I think excuse me. I think he might be a little touched in the end. What does that even mean? I'd like to ask him that actually, but Kylie chooses the instant to pipe in.
Don't worry, Miss Pink. Tio's strong. You can leave this to him.
Kylie, it's not his job.
My papa does it lots of times, but I'm not allowed to talk about it to anyone. Tio says it's
confidential, Munchkin.
That's right. Tio's smart, isn't he, Miss Pink?
Oh my god. I'm still of the opinion that he's a piece of shit, but I must admit his goddaughter's excitement is contagious as always. A smile makes its way to my lips. She has yet to budge from her place, though to be honest I'm starting to lose some feeling on my stomach with how tight she wound her arms around it.
I'm sure he is, Kylie, but I'm also sure he'll find better use for it elsewhere.
Like helping you out.
Oh, well, that's one thing, but
You heard the kid.
no one's asking you.
You wound me, woman.
Yes.
And I'm quite certain I can do more damage than that. Shall we give it a try? Again?
He fails, that was perfect. Until he ultimately decides against saying anything and settles for a brief show of discomfort instead. He's probably having flashback of the last time we met. Hell yeah, his composure. When he finally regains some of his bearings, says it all. There's nothing sort of hilarious, if I do say so myself.
I'll have you know that threats never work on me, Daisy.
You got scared right now.
Not in a million years, not ever.
You're assuming it's a threat. How cute.
That too. I'm not scared of you. Just because you landed a hit.
Do go on. Keep telling yourself that.
It was a fluke, you hear? I was caught off guard and your damn book left a dent. If I end up in a hospital because of what you did, I'm sending the chief of Luxburn Police after you, woman.
You don't say.
Just give me that bloody box.
Snatches it out of my arms before a single lot of protest exits my mouth and quickly disappears behind the classroom. It's crazy. Not that it matters who brings it in now. The prior irritation has already melted into amusement. It's not so bad once you figure out how his temperament works. It's almost similar to a child. Though I still have to ask.
Kylie, did your Tio eat something bad before coming here? He's unusually nice today.
Why would you say nice like that? You know he's married, right? A far-fetched idea, I know, but it's the only reason I can think of why this arsehole is suddenly acting like a decent human. He's quite frankly far from being. First and foremost, we did it in our last meeting on a good note. If I were him, I would avoid the very person who's put a dent on my skull, as he so aptly put it. Why is he acting friendly 2 days later?
He always is. But I made him promise to be extra nice to you since you helped me so much. I think you're gonna be great friends.
Oh my god. No. I quickly stomped on the urge to go loudly or gag at that. Is not supposed to ever want to be chummy with in this whole city. But Kylie doesn't need to know that.
Are you sure it's not something he ate during breakfast?
I gave him some jelly babies this morning. Really brought me lots of them. Mama said I should share, so I offered half of it to Tio when he picked me up. He likes the black ones.
Oh, that's probably why he's weird. Jelly baby overdose.
He could have done everything. He could have done everyone a favor and choked on them.
Do you want some? I've got more. I couldn't find Melody or Takako this morning, but I'm sure they'll be fine sharing some of it with you.
No, I'm not really very fond of them. I was just asking. Oh, where's your mum, by the way?
Out of town with Papa.
Unexpected pan hits me at her words. Is that how your childhood was, right? The statement, though innocent enough, unearths a whole truck of memories from childhood, Mia. So eerily familiar. I had spent eating dinners alone. The number of days coming home to an empty house, growing with each passing year. And sometimes several Christmas Eves spent with relatives instead of my own family. It's too late to think about it now, but when I remember, the dull aches is still there, familiar, to lessen by the years now. Beside me, Kylie takes a step back, having gotten tired of clinging to me. There's nothing but cheer in her. She doesn't seem too afraid by the fact. Although it makes me wonder how much of it is real. How much is there to mask the loneliness? Is there even one? What a lucky child.
Weren't they informed of career day beforehand?
Yeah, I told them all about it. Mama was looking forward to it.
And they still left?
Uh-huh. It's important business, so it can't be helped. They promised to tell me about it when they come back tomorrow, though. Papa said he'll give me a gift if I behave. I've been a good girl, right, Miss Pink?
You always are. But they asked that douche, they asked your Tio to look after you? For this?
Not douche.
Nope, they didn't.
No? Then how?
It was supposed to be Tia. Mama likes her better than Tio, so she asked her, but she's sick and had to visit the doctor today. Oh, that's supposed to be a secret, by the way. Oh, but I think it's a bit confusing because Teal said she also went shopping. That's unfair. Don't you think so, Miss Pink? Mama doesn't allow me to go out when I'm sick. It's still okay, though, since Teal always buys me sweets before we go home. I'm gonna ask for a parfait today. Extra large.
When did she went to the doctor? He going to doctor. This talk had been before. This happened before. I don't remember when was it. No, it's okay.
Don't tell Takako, okay?
Listen to her like this, it's easy to get a picture of where Kylie's fondness from the guy comes from. She's far from demanding child unless you made a promise of some sort. She never forgets those. She'll make friends with anyone, wherever she is. I like that thing. You make promises, you get stuck by it. You don't half-ass shit. Also, sorry. A few things and voila, you're settled. No wonder she's so attached to the man. The douche probably showers her with gifts whenever he can. I can't say if the statement's the same for the latter, however. It doesn't seem the type, and probably just does it for the sake of getting some peace and quiet whenever he's with the girl. Classic
But
techniques.
before that, I'm gonna show him to everyone first. It's gonna be great. No one else has a gazillionaire fairy godfather. Also, when I grow up, I'm gonna be exactly like him and marry someone really handsome.
No, you don't want to be like him, believe me.
Like Tia did. That way, I can be awesome too.
You can be awesome by yourself as well. There's some sort of misguided logic that I'd like to correct, but before I can say my piece, douchebag steps in, fresh out of the commotion from the classroom behind us, and plows into the conversation with every subtlety a wrecking ball has. No shite given, despite no one asking for his opinion.
Munchkin, sweetie, trust me. You don't have to marry someone for that to happen.
I don't?
Just do your thing, darling. I'm quite sure you can do great things on your own without lugging around an extra baggage with you.
Tia married you.
I drops the statement without any sort of face, and the moment it lands, the douche finds himself grappling with the conversation.
Yeah, well, that's true, Munchkin, technically. But it's not the same thing.
A small frown creases the girl's eyebrow as she tries to comprehend her Tio's rather vague explanation. It's not surprising either that Luke tenses under the child's questioning gaze. It's familiar. I've seen that same look a great deal of times before on Ashton, wherever he's trying to say something he can't quite phrase. My right ear is ringing. I don't know why. Another second passes before the douche moves nearly in front of Kylie and placing both his hand on either side of her shoulders. Kind is the last word I ever used to describe the man, but in this minute, there's a smile on his face I can't place. Tender, by all means, of someone's as obnoxious as him. Excuse me. It's a curious thing to see, if not a bit odd.
Listen here, sweetie. Tia was already a great person before she met me.
She is? But I don't see her doing anything. She's always at home.
Not always, Munchkin. Did you know she's really good at numbers?
You're good with them too. You helped me with my homework once.
Well, Tia's much, much better than me. She used to do maths with big numbers.
Oh, like millions?
No. Gazillions. And she's really, really good at it. So much so that her dad let her manage anything that had to do with it. That was even before she met me, too.
Does that mean she's better than you?
Oh, leagues, Munchkin. Way, way better than I'll ever be.
And you cheat on that wife. Okay, very nice. For some reason, I don't think he's still talking about his wife. Mathematical powers, as his voice shows off. In fact, if I had not paying attention, closer attention, I would have noticed a change in him. Those slight shift in his smile from one that's tender to someone's wistful, and remembering a memory he has always been fond of but has often kept to himself. The fleeting glance of it, a tiny, insignificant part of the world somehow also shifts. Opinions changing, impressions moving.
You know what? Why don't you ask Tia next time you have homework,
Okay, next time I'll ask her to help out.
See? No need to marry a good-for-nothing bloke.
Can I also tell her to not stay at home anymore?
What?
If Tia's good at it, I'm sure she can help you out too, and Papa. He computes a lot of numbers too. Tia can help him.
You go do that. I'm sure she'll love to hear it, Munchkin, even if it's been a while since.
Can I even pay her? Huh? I don't know. I'm kidding. Another sounds from him. Then, without missing a beat, he turns Kylie around he turns Kylie around and lightly pat her shoulder. And he gets her to end the conversation right there, here and there. Probably before he can say other things he's never intended to say to or a child is not meant to hear.
But off you go first. I think I saw your friend run off to the other classroom. The one with the pigtails?
Okay.
Go say hi to her. You still have those jelly babies to give her, yes?
All right. But wait for me, okay? I've got loads more to show you. They put up my drawing on the bulletin the other day. I'm gonna take you there later.
Oh yeah.
I'll be back.
She seemed to be on the small crowd, none the wiser to the sudden change in the mood around her. The experience as soon as she's gone, the expression on his face goes less kind now. That there is no one to reassure. Despite that, a chuckle still escapes me. His head quickly snaps at me. An accusing glare clear in his eyes. Although it's less threatening now, considering what I've witnessed earlier. Funny how person's impression of someone can easily change with that minute detail.
Why are you laughing like that?
Detail. Minute. Shit.
Why are you laughing like that?
Don't mind me. I just saw something surprising today. Don't let it bother you.
You know, putting it like that won't make me any less inclined to ask. What is it, woman?
What is it, woman? I love that. I love this voice actor.
If this is another one of your threats, I've already told you it isn't going to work on me. That good teacher act isn't going to fool anyone.
What makes you think it has to do with you? I could have just remembered something funny. Not everything in this world revolves around you, mister.
I am not daft, Daisy. It's on your face for all the world to see. Now, say it so we can be done with this stupid talk.
Why? I let out another laughter. More to delay than to express any sort of amusement over the matter. In truth, I don't know what to start. One wrong move, one wrong word, and I might offend the man. He's childish enough for that. Even if what I'm about to say are just mere honest observations. Do you really think that? We're good at handling her. Fuck off. Page 3 we go. Let's talk. You really think that?
You really think that?
It's an honest question. Because no matter how much I turn it on inside my head, I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this.
About what?
About what you told Kylie.
Kylie's 6, Daisy. Not at her age, she can already handle more than that.
I'm not gonna say because I'm a teacher. I'm not gonna say that. Something like that. That's not good. Okay. As well, regardless of how he reacts, it's not like I have an impact on anything between us. I have no plans of getting too friendly with the man, though he might have some good point. Emphasis on might. The best treatment I can hope for myself to give him is to stop thinking of him as a sleazy douche. Besides, after seeing the look on him, I figure someone like him can use a little compliment here and there. He really doesn't get it much considering how coarse his own language can be.
Can't you act a wee bit polite for even a second of your life? It won't kill you. You'll easily get answers that way, you know? Instead of demanding things from people like a temperamental man-child.
I'll be nice when I want to be, woman. Don't tell me what to do.
Yes, woman. Oh, it's
And
funny.
here I was just thinking how you're doing a brilliant job as Kylie's guardian.
He says woman like Draco Malfoy says Potter. You know? How would you understand Potter? Anyway, let me be right back. I need to wee. I know crazy shit. Enjoy the music while I'm gone. Also, looking at my wrist, I remembered I didn't turn on my heartbeat sensor again. Guys, what the hell? What's wrong with my brain? What it is wrong? Why can't I do things? Now it works. Now it works. English at its finest. Why did it drop so much recently? I don't know. I still need to figure out how that's working. It says drop frame 0%. I overclocked my PC, to be honest. I overclocked right before the stream. I just did it on like all the way. 5 gigahertz. I don't know the temperature, how it's going. It's working. You know, give me one second. Let me just check the temperature for a second. It's been running for a while, so. Oh, I can't check the temperatures. Does hardware monitor shows temperatures? I don't know. Let me check. HW monitor. Does it show temperatures or not? Oh, let me just download. Let's see. Hey, look at my heart rate. It shows. Pretty sure my PC can handle an install while I'm live streaming, right? I hope so. Opening in 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. Install. Thank you very much. Open the readme. Thank you very much. There's Ryzen 9000 series now? Really? I'm getting old, and so is my PC. No name. This is the hardware monitor. Open it. Does it show temperatures? I don't think so. Oh, it does. Okay. CPU terms. Where is it? uh, maybe not on everything. Oh no, it does. It does. CPU terms are packet 77. The max is 78 on core, 84 on cores, which is fine. Yeah, Intel that back then the 7th gen it supports it should be under 100. And I'm good with 84. I might make the fan curve more nicer when I can. I probably have to do that on BIOS, but yeah, it's fine. It got an air cooler, and it's fine. It's doing fine. I did ramp up the RAM as well, like turn on the XMP because it was off. That's doing fine. It's a normal load, 30%. Temperature. Yeah, there you go. Everything running. Sometimes it's running over 5 gigahertz. Crazy. Oh yeah. I don't have to check anything else. Processor load. Value. Minimum is 37, maximum 66%. 66.6666, brothers. Hell yeah. My PC is fine doing this. I found I got newfound power now. I might add a lot of shit to this PC now. Especially on the camera to make the noise go a little bit like bye-bye. So we'll see. Damn, I'm liking this shit. I'm getting excited, guys. And here I was just thinking how you're doing a brilliant job as Kylie's guardian.
Was I mistaken?
Was I mistaken?
What's my mistake? Did I just see a dandruff drop or something? What happened? I saw something drop.
What? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Stop playing dumb. I hate to admit it, but you actually seem to be good with kids. Possibly even better than most of the teachers here. What do you know?
I've expected him to just take it all in, bloat his ego more, and even brag about it. Instead, what I get from him is a sound resembling a squeak. Or maybe that's him choking on his own pride. I can't tell about the hubbub soundiness. About when I glance at him, only a mortified expression is on his face.
No.
Oh, okay.
No? You should be proud of yourself.
I thought
At
something was
least
gonna
there's
happen.
this one good thing about you. Isn't that nice to hear? Pretty sure not a lot of compliments get thrown around about you, knowing how you are.
There are a lot of good things about me, Daisy.
Aren't you gonna go to their party later? Damn.
My hair, for one. There's also my extraordinary good looks. Wax lyrical about those all you want. I'd be happy to hear it any day. Praise anything about me but that.
What is so repulsive about it? Even Kylie likes you. Shouldn't that tell you anything about yourself?
Kylie is one kid, not even my own. Trust me, you do not want to see me bring a spawn of my own into this world. It will be an abomination.
Well, you're secretly an alien.
Is that what you keep telling yourself?
Maybe. Is it any of your business?
No. But if I didn't know any better, I'd say this is because you yourself think you're a little piece of shite and somehow it'll pass on. It doesn't work like that, by the way.
Last remark just came out. There might be a silver. Okay, silver of truth in it, but I shouldn't have phrased it like that. Even for my own standards of kind of person I'm talking to, it's still quite rude. And apologies already on my throat, but the minute I open my mouth, all of what I prepared myself to say dissipates. Lost in the moment in front of me. He has turned gaze outside, staring at some point past the buildings blocking the view of the sky, equally lost in his thoughts. He's a vexing man under so many standards. However, in this moment, the morning light streaming from the window lend his features a certain air, softer, less severe than what he's often flaunts. I might as well be looking at a different man. There's a tender note in his voice when he finds it. The words muttered under his breath, not intended for anyone but himself. Nevertheless, it reaches my ear unintentionally as it may be.
You're right. She deserves someone far better than me.
Bro, come on now. You guys are a good couple. Stop that. All that talk about self-worth making some sense now. There isn't some profound knowledge that he pulled out of his ass. It comes out because he already been there, likely still stuck in the middle of it. Preaching about your own personal experience is easier after all. Less room for mistakes, more for a dose of self-loathing. What a complicated man. Yes, when you thought you already figured him out, it does one thing and says the other. People like him are the most difficult to gauge, far harder to understand. Yet I might be exactly for this reason why some are so easily charmed by him. How is English? It's broken like always. What you talking about? Also, now you have the jump scare and the flashbang. You're welcome. Also, if there is anything wrong with the stream, do tell me. If it goes up and down or anything, okay? Thank you. If you see anything, like getting lagged, stuck. Anyway, It's a mystery that catches them, of wanting to find out what's underneath the bravado. I won't count myself among those, yet his winning personality isn't exactly my cup of tea. But sometimes, once you get a glimpse of what's beyond the machismo, empathizing with the man isn't such a steep hill to climb. I wanna end this, by the way, this game. My god, it's taking so long. If the comfortable silence we not share tells anything, that is, perhaps this is as close to friendship as we can get. Several insults flung around with a few shade silences in between, and that's not exactly a bad thing. He's not exactly a bad guy either, despite the awkward start we had. Maybe it's for the reason that I can't resist throwing in a little comment to lift his mood before leaving him.
You know, Luke, you're not such a bad person.
Is that supposed to make me feel better? I'm touched, Daisy.
Take it how you will, but a little attitude change would help. A lot.
Bollocks. Right, of course. Let me know when you're done with your lecture, ma'am.
And you can probably start by not leaving your wife out while you're having some quality time with your goddaughter. Who knows? Maybe that'll help change how the child sees her.
Where did you even get the idea I'm leaving my wife out? Have you ever even met?
No, but I did see her with you two last time.
His indifferent expression quickly dissolved into a confused growl while I meet it with matching perplexity. English. It has only been 2 days. Surely his memory isn't that bad.
What? When was this?
At the cafe, after you left. She was sitting right beside you. Kylie was at the back and you were driving.
Daisy, are you sure you haven't accidentally hit yourself with your own book? Because that damn thing's quite thick, and I'm really getting worried about you. It has only been a few days, and concussions can be dangerous. I suggest you have that checked.
Well, you asked. I just answered. It's pretty rude to make her wait like that, by the way.
How can I make her wait when she's not even with us?
What?
You saw someone else, something else?
It was just Kylie and I that night.
Now you're just pulling my leg.
Luke excels. Long and drawn out, his impatience rapidly changing the compassionable air around us into the face of it. I tense. I've accidentally stepped into another minefield. Any chat I've had with him so far has been like this. Why this still surprises me, escapes me, but above my worries of offending a man is my own bewilderment. My God. I remember well enough that I saw that night, yet he says something completely different.
Wifey was out with Kylie's mummy that night. She wasn't with us. How do you think I ended up on babysitting duty?
But in the front seat. And Kylie's...
Miss Pink!
I saw reaches my ear first and then her familiar weight around my waist again. Hot tears seeps through my blouse as she buries her face in it, her arms winding tightly around me. Luke and I briefly exchanged worried glances. His own lips shut tight with concern. Her cries are soft enough not to attract much attention. Most of the visitors has been ushered inside the room by now anyway. Does that still linger? Though watches our little group with great interest and concern. If I don't get a better handle of the situation, I have a feeling Luke will start yelling at everyone soon. Kneeling, I gently pull the girl away from me, cupping her face and wiping any away tears, creating little trails on her cheeks. Her mouth is drawn in a miserable pout when she peers up at me.
All right, Kylie, calm down. What happened?
It's my friend.
That's a little too vague, Munchkin.
Let her speak, Luke. Who is it, Kylie? Melody? Or was it the other one?
Yeah.
Did the two of you fight?
She nods and immediately climbs up after letting her sobs communicate the story and said, "Excuse me," or as much as she shaking shoulders can tell me. Right behind me looks Adrian, nervous, huff while he shifts on his feet. He must not be used to handling children crying. What a wuss.
Sweetie, I won't be able to help you if you don't tell me what happened.
Second passage, she responds again. The tears are already gone. When she finally mutters the strength to talk, she cries, subsiding to mere sniffles.
I wanted to give her the rest of the jelly babies, but she won't come out.
Where? Where is she?
In the little girl's room.
Oh, we're gonna see something.
Is she still there?
She won't say what's wrong. I kept asking her, but she told me to go away. Career Day's going to start soon. I saw the prizes Miss Alice will give us for good. She's gonna miss it.
Is that what you told her?
Yeah, she won't listen. She won't even take the jelly babies. After I saved it for her, too.
Not the jelly babies.
Luke wanted to eat the red ones, but I told him it's not for him. Miss Pink, can you talk to her? Tell her to come out, and I'm really upset with her.
My God, you're rubbing off Luke now. Like what? She gotta take the jelly babies from you? Ah, just a little childish argument then. Sounds like this. I'm glad I teach teenagers mature enough for pretty squabbles. I do love being around children and won't mind having one or two of my own in the future, but it takes a whole different level of patience to teach all of them. Honestly, I admire my colleague who willingly took the challenge. Normally, I'll leave this to their homeroom teachers to fix, but I can't just ignore the imploring look she shoots me. That's another weakness I have to steel myself against before I ever think of having one of my own. For now, I give it to it.
Okay, tell me where she is, sweetie.
Sighing, I stand up and gesture to her to lead the way. Luke trails quietly behind us. Even with this small distance in between, his apprehension is palpable, understandably so. No one wants to be caught in the middle of a children's spat, but in the end, this is just all a part of my job. I can't just shy away from it, can I? Kylie escorts us to an adjacent hall. At this hour, the corridors and rooms lining its sides are empty, save for the gentle rustling of leaves, the twittering of birds outside, and the tapping of our foot against the floor. The whole area stays eerily quiet. Not unusual though. This is the power of the building reserved for club activities at the end of the school day. And with the rest of the school busy with another event, it's not natural for it to be this deserted. It's only natural for it to be this deserted. Come afternoon, right after class, it will once again be filled with people. For the time being, I focus on the toilets at the far end, heading straight to it. Where's the toilets? Far end? Where are the toilets? What is that? That's a tree. I think I heard my AC through my mic, and I'm like, what is that noise? Anyway, Alex stays behind, opting to wait for the end of this drama instead of obviously not wanting to deal with another person's kid. Meanwhile, Kylie follows right after me, unusually silent as we approach the ladies' room. Sometimes before we made the turn down the hallway, she had stopped sniffling and started singing a tune under her breath. Oh my god, it's gonna be singing now.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down.
London Bridge is falling down,
my fair lady.
Probably to brace or calm herself, or maybe this is her way of preparing to pull her friend out of her sulk. It certainly reminds me of another person. I make no remarks on it, however. It's all part of growing up, they say. Let her learn. The door's slightly ajar when we get to it, and from the inside, the sobs of a girl echo weakly, barely audible, even in this kind of hush. Oh my god. I am scared and worried at the same time. Turns out Kylie's not the only one's upset about this. Despite the situation, a smile forms on my lips and I call out to her friend.
Hello? Hello there? You're Kylie's friend, aren't you?
Is it gonna be a jump scare coming from there?
Melody, is it? She's looking for you.
It can be so amazing sometimes. Granted, they can be exasperating, especially around this age. But enduring things about them outweighs those. All you need is enough level of patience.
Career day's about to start, too. You'll have to come out, or you're going to be really late for it. Miss Alice won't be happy if one of her kids isn't there. I heard she brought little gifts for everyone who'll behave. Don't you want to receive one?
Her cries show no sign of abating. They only grow louder. This happened before. It gets louder and louder and closer, and then BAM! Not close to well, alarming regardless.
Are you okay?
It's not Melody. From where I'm standing, it sounds almost like she's in some kind of pain, and it's not impossible. They do that at times, hiding what ails them for fear of a reprimand. If it's like that, coaxing her out might be useless. It also makes sense why she chose the loo furthest from their classroom. Wasting no time, I guess required to wait and amble towards the door calmly so I don't alarm her. At the same time, a distinct sense of deja vu hits me. I've been in this position before, behind a door with someone crying on the other side, my calls ignored as they cry louder into a wail. When did that happen? Just this past week, actually. Was it? What? Even so, being in the same situation before doesn't bring any comfort. Is it with Isabella? I'm putting up for the child beside me is a thick undercurrent of worry trickling into my stomach. I take one last breath, then I nudge the door open. It all happens in a span of a second. I don't make it past 2 steps in the room. Her cries abruptly stop. Light footsteps shuffle behind me, coming to a halt at the door. My heart skips a beat. When I turn,
Kylie?
Thank you, Kylie. You're looking very good.
Miss Pink? Miss Pink? Why didn't you help her?
My whole body becomes emotional as the sigh of her words catching in my throat and heart pounding rapidly against my chest. This is Kylie, I'm sure of it. Yet nothing in the manner she's speaking or the way she tilts her head in question carries the youthful, innocent vibe she always brings her with her. I love this music, by the way. As if I'm merely looking at a dead, hollow imitation of the child.
Can't you hear her? She's asking for your help.
It's not those that trigger a memory. With those chilling eyes calling. It's those but it's not those that trigger a memory. It's those chilling eyes calling. Beckoning.
Why won't you listen to her?
All at once the memory returns to me. A tide that has receded and now returns to shore with an overwhelming force, carrying image of a single moment from days ago. Of a world passing by in a blur and of features I can barely discern under the little light there was. Not even a week has passed. In this minute, while I keep my eyes staying on the child before me, they return with such unbearable clarity. There are no horrid wounds this time, no blood streaming down a pale face, thanks heaven. Just lips contorted into smile, twisted smile. They brim with the venom I have never expected to ever see in a child, sending tiny pink pricks of dread crawling up my limbs and winding up my neck. God damn.
You're a bad person. People like you deserve to die.
I can't breathe. His whispers and laughters again. Judging, mocking, taunting, each scratching word ringing sharp and true against my ears. My throat closes in, my whole body tenses. A chill settles at the tip of my fingers, every digit gone, rigid from the cold. What? Don't die. With every single draw of breath, any struggle for air or freedom, the calls wrapped around my body tightens, dragging me down. A gradual torturous descent into another bottomless abyss. On and on and on until I lose touch with myself and the world.
Help me!
Come on, Luke, what the fuck are you doing? Until darkness claims me and unexpectedly a note. In the distance, harsh and piercing, cutting through the thick stupor and shattering the haze without warning.
Are you ladies done with your business here? I don't have all morning to wait for you two.
It snaps open and the wall shifts into place with a ragged gasp. I glance up, a different set of eyes greet me.
Are you okay, Miss Pink?
No anger, no vile hatred in them, just plain sincere concern. Bit by bit, I become aware of my surrounding and myself as warmth steadily slips back to me. I reached out for the nearby counter to steady myself at some point, and my knuckles have gone white from how rigid my grip on it is. It's over now, yet the tension hasn't left my body. My heart still hammers hard against my chest in an erratic rhythm, and my breathing still comes in short swallow bursts. Before me, Kylie fumes with her hands, utterly unsure of what to do to an adult in what's probably a laughable state.
Did you get sick? I'll call Tio, okay? Stay here and don't move.
No. No need. Just leave me alone.
Tio will know how to fix you. Oh, wait, okay?
Yeah, he's a doctor as well, innit? I wish I can speak reassurance. I can speak reassurance to her that I can shake it off. The dread is there, twisting at my inside in anticipation of what? Am I no longer sure? Pushing myself to the counter, I break off into a run. Brushing off an anxious look Kyle gives me when I gently push her away on my way out in the furlough, and looks bros when I stumble into him outside. Whatever they both saw in my face, I care not to know. Bloody hell, I don't even understand what's happening anymore. Believe Isabella, you dumb bitch. She told you. Well, it's a decision. You saw shit. Believe her. My God. The tremors continue long after the last of my class have ended. Although none of my students have commented on it, I caught a few sharing anxious glances every time a pen slips from my hand or my shoulder tense whenever called. How unusual it must be for them to see the normally composed Miss Gales becomes a bundle of nerves. Even the most boisterous ones have given me less grief today. You'd think being on my fourth cup of tea would provide me a sort of comfort. Why there's a ring on it? What does that mean? Oh, is that a cap? Is that like a, like a cap? Or is it the fifth? Yeah. Why does it counting matter now? The fact that I can't easily shake it off this time should tell me more. Tell me something. The last time this happened, I passed it off as some lapse in my path, even having been sick the week before.
And it is the natural conclusion.
Those are just stories a centuries old, though passed by locals. Keep children in mind. What place doesn't have those? One of my Dar's book even went as far as to describe them as a strong part of Isabella's culture. Three giants, women who feed on unborn straight from mother's womb, or hell. There's even that one story about a demon baby. God damn. I feel like I'm missing out if I don't know about Philippine stories. What the hell is this? Demon baby. I wanna know. If my frame drop, who knows? He's here to help me with that. Unfortunately, it's okay. All folktale that never had a smidgen of truth in it. Most probably told to scare off those naives there back in the old days. Much like every other one in every other place, the world is more universal than people care to think. But looking at it from where I'm standing now, after staring right into the eyes of that woman, after all the things I've been hearing and feeling, perhaps there's really more to that bloody letter than some awful Halloween prank.
Perhaps Isabella's right all along.
A terrible thing if it's true. Though that thought doesn't linger long, thankfully. Soon the ringing of my phone takes my attention away from it, and an unfamiliar name flashes before me once the screen light up and my brows kink together. Marianne McCollum. Staring hard at the screen, I try to remember when I entered this person's on my contact list. I take this moment, but when I click, my eyes zeroes on the book lying wide open on my table. History of Luxembourg Architecture. Oh, yes, that's how they met. Loaned out from the library almost a week ago. I met this woman by sheer coincidence, a fellow history buff apparently. We were after the same book, but in the end she'd given it to me under the conditions that I call her once I'm done. To be honest, I've completely forgot about it until now, and well, I haven't really taken a peek at it until today. Normally I'd be done with the whole volume of this size in a few days after taking it out, about 1 or 2 depending on how busy I am, but finding a chance to sit down, what's wrong with me, and read through it has been more difficult lately than I have anticipated. There you go. One moment I'm busy simply grading worksheets, attending movie premiere, the next then somebody's suddenly inviting me out for no reason or another. Days later, a friend stops showing up in her flat right after worrying reports pop up in the local news. There simply isn't enough time to breathe and get a grip on things. I have been flipping through the pages of said book moments ago. They're never really reading anything and merely hopping for a distraction. To no avail. My phone gives out another ring, and this time I do not hesitate to answer.
Marianne?
There you go, let's make it out.
Hello! Here I was starting to wonder if it was a bad time to call. Is it?
No, not at all. I dismissed my last class a few minutes ago. I'm pretty much free for the rest of the afternoon, unless something comes up. Is this about last time? The book?
Not really. I was hoping to ask you about some other thing.
Oh, sure. What about?
You grew up in this city, didn't you?
Okay. It's a peculiar question to ask someone you have just met. The answer, nevertheless. I'm more curious where she's heading with this by starting with that. Why do you want to know?
Born and raised, 3rd generation migrant. Why do you ask?
So, you must be familiar with the local lore. The, stories?
Quite. If I'm going to teach about history, I'd like to think I am, yeah? But a family friend would be a better person to ask. If you want, I can contact him for you.
No, let's just keep this thing between us, okay? It's nothing too big. And
She's
all right.
a guy, I think. Not really sure.
I really don't know how else to put this without sounding a bit crazy. But things have been really, odd. Do you remember the mansion I mentioned back when we met? My current project?
In hindsight, I should have expected it to lead to this. It will lead to this, yeah? We must not have lived here long if she's just asking about it now. I did take a week with Isabel when she's arrived, but that Isabel is superstitious down to the last hair. Though I won't be too far off to think Marianne has only started thinking about this recently. Oh my god, stop with your superstitious bitch. She's working on the damn house itself. I must admit, even I'm curious now, despite living here for so many years and having so many chances to look it up before.
The Ermengarde Mansion, yes?
Ermengarde.
Yes, that one. And, the thing is... Oh dear, this is a bad idea. You know what? Just forget I ever called you about this. It must have been the sunny weather. It's making me sick and see stupid things.
See things?
No, wait. It's all right. I don't mind.
There's a moment pause before she responds again. That sound, where is it? He's right in that. This is silly thing to talk about, especially between when I assume two people who are pretty grounded on their beliefs with regards of things, these things. I won't blame her if she hesitates.
I can't believe I'm asking you about this.
It's fine. Why don't you just think of it as some form of research?
Well, alright. But after this, we're going to forget we ever had this talk.
My lips will be sealed. Now, what is it about the mansion?
Just, what do you know about it? The general gist. The place's past. What happened to the owners? Anything you can give me.
Let's see. To start off,
Do our best to give her a concise summary from the time the house was commissioned 400 years ago. Oh my god, of course, my sucking English doesn't work. Years ago, and who had it built. Upon the point, it got deserted after the last year's death, and the deed was passed out to Ermengarde's nearest relatives. Frankly, it weren't for those urban legends pestering, the house would have already faded into obscurity long ago. Demolished even. These are all nothing she probably hasn't heard of before, yet there's dissatisfaction in her tone once I finish.
That's all there really is to it?
as far as I know. There's this little bit I forgot to mention about Lady Charlotte Ermengarde's death, but most of those are just theories. Aside from that, this is really everything we've been teaching all these years. Should there be anything more?
No mention of any other weird stuff? Other crazy stories?
You wanna know about the ghost? Come on!
Or a letter of some sort?
My blood runs cold. Any warmth and comfort the tea I drank had given me prior is instantly being drained out of me. The phone creaks softly as my light hold on it turns into a firm grip. The whole letter bullshit is starting to turn into more than a coincidence.
None that I've heard or read of. What does a letter have to do with this?
Oh, no. It was just something I came across. Ignore it. Random thoughts, you know? By the way, I need to run. Thanks for answering my questions.
She ends the call abruptly with only a clipped goodbye, leaving me mind heavy with even more thoughts. The mood around my classroom has gone considerably denser in the light of what I've gleaned from the conversation. I don't think Marianne's lying about her intent. Her interest is genuine. I'll give her that, but she left a lot of things out. I get the sense she's only asked because something's happening around her too. And if she hadn't mentioned the letter, I probably would have made the connection. I probably wouldn't have made the connection.
Just what the hell did we get ourselves into?
Of course, there's still a lot of confusing details in it. In this, all these are just assumptions. No concrete conclusions to be formed with what we have. Excuse me. And if we want to find out what we are really dealing with, I think Marianne's right. There might be something more to those stories. As absurd as it sounds, the very place just gave us a letter might tell us something beyond what we know. And tomorrow night I have a few hours of that chance at the housewarming party. Totally not as exciting though, since the place is privately owned now. I can't just wander around. There's enough reason to keep the dread at bay. As I step into the room, ready to put the end of this day. However, all those good vibes disappear into thin air when I run headfirst into Luke. There is really something in this man, regardless of how much my opinion of him has changed over the span of this few hours. He simply blasts through every good impression people have of him without care or thoughts. Care or thoughts. Oh my god, why keep clicking that? He doesn't even need to open his mouth, his mere presence does it. In all honesty, I think he's the kind of guy only a mother can love.
You're still here?
Obviously. Who do you think standing in front of you?
An ass.
Oh, come on, Daisy. You've done better than that. Losing your touch?
Luke, I don't have time for this. I'm heading home, and your face is the last thing I want to see before I leave. What do you want?
Belatedly, I noticed Zan, partly raised, almost posed for a knock. At a slight lift of an elbow, he quickly drops it to his side and turns to Kylie. She's standing a few steps away from him, holding her hands behind her back and toying at something on the floor with the tip of her shoe. Then he proceeds to make a vague gesture at me and the child. He resembles a fish flopping for air with the way he's moving his arms, though I think he's trying to urge her to speak up.
Munchkin, I thought you wanted to tell her something.
You do it, Teal.
This wasn't my idea, darling.
Don't worry, I won't tell Tia what you told me the other day and this morning.
Luke excels, rolling his eyes at the ceiling and maybe praying for the universe to grant him more patience. He knows a losing battle when he sees one. He may act worse than a 5-year-old throwing a tantrum at this time, but he's no match for an actual child. Nothing better than being served a dose of his own medicine now. Once his frustration has been properly let out, he points a rude finger at me. I do my best to state the offending digit down, but I can already hear the demand before it's even out of his lips.
You, come with us.
You, come with us. Is that what he did? How did he look? Guys, say how did he look?
What makes you think I will?
Because little Rugrat here is upset and worried, and it's your bloody fault. I've no idea what happened this morning, but if you don't come with us, I won't be hearing the end of it from her. So do me a favor, Daisy, and just be glad I'm inviting you.
You're asking for a favor, and you can't be bothered to be polite? I don't know. It's been a really busy day for me. I kind of miss my couch.
Daisy, you just say yes.
Ha's follows almost too dramatic. After all, his face turns into something between grimace and a smile. As it happens, he appears like he's in a lot of physical pain. You'd think the man is getting an aneurysm by simply being polite.
Please?
Oh my god.
Tia said it'll be his treat.
What? I said no such thing, Munchkin. I only agreed to this because you requested it. I'm under no obligation to feed her.
I promise I'll be quiet the next time I visit.
Oh, all right, but just one meal and make it the cheapest.
Oh my god. Why he is like this? He and Ashton will get along famously on that department, eh? A different friend, the offers of free dinner does sound enticing, however half-heartedly given is. Mostly because Kylie has wisely put on her puppy eyes, and by the second I find all my choices slipping away from me. Let me see what time is it, because I do need to go and eat. Then I'm probably gonna get back on streaming again. So I have to sleep, I guess. Anyway, I have to fix my sleep schedule as well. It's so fucking dumb. Anyway, sorry.
See, Miss Pink? It'll be fun! You don't have to feel sad anymore, okay?
Oh, well,
The mobiles from pocket currently mid-sentence, and for a second I'm spared from the act of giving an answer. I'll regret either way. Fishing the gadget out, I wave my hand at him and excuse myself. A disgruntled expression is on Luke's face before I turn away. I'd be lying if I say it didn't amuse me. He is as eager to be done with this as I am, but what can I do? You talk too much. These people think and talk too much. Please leave some for us to just think. Like, okay, they might thought that. Say some stuff, but my god, it's fucking dumb. Check in, a message from Ashton shows up. You can just show the phone. I can see Ashton and what it says. Hey Becca, I'll be around Samuel this evening. Need to meet someone in the area. I might have to drop by yours and Isabel's place after. See ya. Oh, just the usual. Unlike what he does with Zachary, Ashton has decency to let us know when he's dropping by or he's in the area for some business. From that way it phrased, it sounded to the latter. Either way, I'm glad he's least aware of that boundary. Not that Isabel is ever going to let him leave the building unscathed. If he ever pulls the same stunt he does with the other man. I cringe to imagine what she'll do to him. Oh my god. There you go. Again, that hating bullshit. For your day. The phone call. What? Nothing else new, right? That's the next day. This is when Zachary meets her. Few days from now. This is where they are meeting up or something. Okay. Sighing, I slip the gadget back in my pocket, but looking up to see Luke's utter impatience on his face, I now face a different dilemma. The two of them are still waiting, and knowing the kind of person Luke is, this is already a granted gesture of goodwill coming from him. All to please his godchild. His denials is hard. It's easy to tell he's really fond of Kylie from his action alone. I kinda hate to ruin that.
Well, Daisy, we're waiting here.
You're gonna give me a choice here, innit? On the other hand, there is Ash. His message doesn't really imply he's going to wait or he's expecting me to be there. There are matters I hope to discuss with him in person. To put it simply, housewarming party matters. With inviting Isabel out of the question, I only have Zachary and Ashton. Although the former has already made it clear he'll be busy this week, and well, Ashton has been my first choice from the start. Even if he detests attending gatherings like that, it's company that counts. We can be miserable together, but that's the problem, isn't it? He hates them, and it's very likely his answer will be a flat no. What's up, Ghosty? Welcome to the stream. I'd rather not hear that. If by some miracle if he agrees to it, he'll probably be sulking the whole party. Not really a tough choice when you put it like that, so. Though, choice, but I have to pick one. What do you think, Ghosty? What should I do? Oh god. Are you even here? You busy working? Busy working? No, why would I do that? I don't want to do that. I'm gonna save you. I don't want to go with them. I got to meet with Ashton and Isabella, and she's realizing like what's happening, so I want her to talk with them, you know? Meet with them, talk with them. So I feel like this is the right one. I can always go back and play these spots, I guess. So it's okay. This goes minus with Luke, but I have much on Luke. I don't care. Ashton has minus. Let's go. Though when you look at it closely, it isn't such a difficult decision to make. First and foremost, no matter where I look at this, it is inappropriate to some degrees. Disregarding Luke's honest intention, I'll only know the man for a grand total of 2 days, including today. If I'm going to be thoroughly specific, I'll give it a grand total of around 10 hours. By all means, that's not enough reason for me to join them for dinner, even if he says Kyle is the one who's requested it. To other people, it won't appear as innocent as he makes out to be. And there's one ugly thing about this city. It's the place penchant for insane gossip. I'm glad I didn't pick that one. I'm going to their party tomorrow. The party tomorrow. One little spark, it will spread like wildfire. Who knows how far it will go, how many years it will reach. What if Ashton hears about it? I'd rather not think about the consequences to that. I got enough on my plate lately as it is. Being at the center of the rumor mill along with this man is, whatever form it will take, send unpleasant chills down my spine. My answer must have already shown on my face as Kylie's smile immediately dissolves into a pout.
You're not gonna join us, are you?
Maybe next time.
I'm sorry, Kylie. I'd love to, but I have other things to do. Another time, maybe? A friend just texted me about something urgent, and he wants to meet tonight.
Just say it's a date, Daisy. The little rugrat will understand. She's not an infant. No need for blatant lies.
He instantly crawls up my face at his baseless insinuations. Insinuations. Oh, what I would give for another chance to put a real dent on his skull.
What even gave you that idea? And even if it is, why do you care? Stop sticking your nose in other people's affairs.
Oh, your face says it all, woman. You think I won't recognize those longing looks?
There isn't a look, There isn't a look, all right?
Sure, whatever helps you sleep at night, Daisy.
You already have a story written inside that head of yours, don't you?
Oh, please. It's not that interesting. The color of your face does suit you, though. Matches the hair. Well, come on now, Munchkin. I'll just buy you an extra glass of that parfait.
With extra strawberries?
Oh, they're good.
I'll get you a basket full if you want. As long as you behave. And no complaints if they don't have enough syrup again. Deal?
Deal. Have fun with your date, Miss Pink.
We've already leading the child away before I can correct her. Upon reaching the end of the hall, however, he doesn't miss a chance to shoot me another one of those infuriating winks. Anyway, does he really think women enjoy those? I'd sue him for harassment if I can. I must admit, the two of them walking together hand in hand is an endearing sight in itself. He says he dislikes the idea of having a child on his own, but it's easy to see some part of him generally wants them. What's stopping him? It's something to mull over, along with every other confusing and frustrating thing about this guy. Some of the time, though, Ashton's waiting. His car's headlights have been left turned on, illuminating the otherwise empty parking lot. If it's like that, this is probably going to be a quick visit. Although our landlady would probably have a few hundred words to say about this before letting it go. Not many in this complex own a vehicle anyway, to warrant the space's frequent use owing it to its area's proximity to downtown Luxbourne. No one's going to be disturbed if one car stays parked with its lights on for a few minutes. Right now, though, it serves a pleasant company while I idle myself inside my own car, thumping the invitation's fine print, fiddling it over and over until the motions become familiarly clear. Familiar. The motions become familiar enough. What should I say? How should I say it? There's a very high chance he'll say no, and on the top of the chance he'll accept. What should I do? Fears, doubts, questions I haven't asked before, and more often than not, the anxiety of because of him. 17 years ago, I've been in the same position, and a different letter in hand. Somehow nothing has changed. Perhaps he's noticed how I have always felt about him years ago. I wouldn't be in this predicament. Honestly, he managed to ace all those exams at school even without even lifting a finger, and he couldn't figure this out. Your mind is a exam now? What the hell?
How dense can he get?
You're very dense. Not dense, you're very dumb. It doesn't show at all. I can't very well wait for another 2 decades just for something as measly as an invitation, can I? It's not like it's going to be a date. Although frankly, I wouldn't mind if it is. However, that's a wish better reserved for some other time. I won't get anywhere if I just keep thinking about the what ifs. Gather all my thoughts and courage, I step into my car and gingerly make my way upstairs, invitation in hand. Ever since the incident 3 days ago, there's strange air permeating in the atmosphere here. Waited, but sort of slowly trickles through you until the burden of it finally bogs you down with some sort of disquiet. It is days since have been uneasy, and Isabella's absence from her flat does not help settle it. Every day coming home what feels like an uphill battle in itself. Living is spent when you're supposed to be getting some rest. In Zachary's experience, the same thing. I certainly am. The same worry slump is also on Ashton's shoulders once I catch a glimpse of him. He's leaning casually on the rails, his back against its metal surface while reading through a bunch of papers. Each one appears more important than the other, despite me having never read a letter of it. I'll probably head back to the precinct after this, if he's not going to drop by Zachary's for a bit of a shut-eye. No rest for the wicked, but no matter how occupied he seems, he pauses anyway to look up from his work the moment he hears my treads. He raises a hand in greeting as a small smile spread across his lips. Exhausted as I am, I can't help but returning it to him.
What brought you here?
Give him something inaudible. Neither an answer nor even a vague hint before he turns his attention back to the papers. For a passing second, I thought he'd ignore or evade the question like every single time I've asked. But then he shuffles the document back into the binder and sets it aside with a huff. It sounds more fatigued than I've ever heard him recently. It sounded more fatigued than I heard. Okay. Either there's simply too many things keeping him busy at once, or his investigation isn't going too well. Maybe even both.
Just work.
Just work? Do you expect me to believe that?
In a way. I didn't think an important contact ditched me and now I'm stuck would make for a cool alibi. Did it work?
As if there's going to be any difference. You're still a dafty. Anyway, do you want to come in? But if you're going to hang around for a bit, You better turn those headlights off. My landlady's one hairline away from banning you off this place, you know? Stop taking the piss out of her. She's a nice woman.
When she stops taking the piss out of Shirley, maybe I will.
Oh my god.
You and your bloody car.
Because I ever heard that name, I did a double take. Anyway, I should have done the double take this way. Why did I do it on my right? There is not even a camera there, anyway. I'm dumb, I'm sorry. From the way he put it, it was if he was talking about some woman he met somewhere. Surprisingly got along with it and grown fond of. Never mind how impossible that is, knowing his lack of interest for people outside our small circle. Honestly, it sends a surge of panic in me. It lasted for days until he proudly introduced me to his new car. His car.
Hey, it's a nice name. Don't laugh at it. You'll hurt her feelings. I'm gonna have to give that offer a pass, though.
Not an expert, but admittedly, I'm hoping he'll stay for a few minutes. Suddenly, asking him to accompany me to a housewarming party is starting to turn into a bad idea. Why? Just ask him. Why dumb? Oh my god, it's so... If he can't even be bothered to spare a second of his time to his friends, what more if he has to stand some hours in the room full of strangers?
I need to get going. I just dropped in to check on something and...
His words trail off, cut mid-sentence on purpose, leaving it for me to comprehend the rest of it. But if you tell him, Wright's mansion, he'll come running. You dummy. At the same time, his eyes shift momentarily towards the door closest to us. It's Isabella's door, right? Isabella's unit, yeah. Nearly quiet now in her absence. Sticky Palmer, thank you. The instant his lips curve into a small frown and his shoulders tense, I know work is far from his reason for being here. Who is blowing up firecrackers at fucking 12:30 a.m., bro? I mean, they do that here. It's the one festival time when the firecrackers are like... Some firecrackers are banned, you know, and they still do it, you know. Because, you know, breaking rules and doing shit like this is like what we do, I guess. Being all too aware of the idea of alone summers another dull ache straight into my chest. It's very interesting. Like every time, every single moment, he affords her the attention he can never seem to spare others. While it is a worry better left for a different situation, it twinges the heart nevertheless.
Is there a problem?
Nothing of note. Abigail just wanted to ask her a few things.
Who is Abigail?
It's related to that incident with Cooper. You heard the one.
Hold on. She isn't in trouble, is she?
No, I don't think so. Not as far as I know. And do you really think Scaredy Cat can do anything like that? It's just an off-the-record thing, okay? Abigail wanted to confirm something. She knows I'm friends with someone working at BRC, so she asked me. Apparently she isn't getting anything from that company, as long as the red tape's in the way. It's nothing urgent, though. She isn't answering her phone again, so I thought I'd check myself. I can wait until she gets home.
She's dead.
If she comes home soon. The last time I saw her was 2 nights ago.
Yeah, and this is very concerning. You guys panicked when she was... Your heart rate low. Is it not working? It is working. It's scaring me. Love, it's normal to have heart rate this high, don't worry. If she come home soon, the last thing I saw her 2 nights ago, yeah. She disappeared for 1 night. Everyone got scared. Now she's disappeared for 2 nights. Like, they're like, oh, I'm a little bit worried. His demeanor immediately changes. Despite his careful attempt to appear nonchalant, his eyes scream for an unspoken worry. Good. It's almost painful to see how much he tries to hide it, especially in front of someone he has known for years.
What? Did she take a vacation or something?
No word from her, unfortunately. And I don't think she'll go on a trip without telling us. It's been 2 days. 3 if she's not going to show up tomorrow either. Do you think we might have to file a missing person report?
I hope not. Even Zach's not acting like himself already. I wonder what that guy ate. But let me know if anything happens. You know how to contact me. I'll see you later, Becca.
Austin screws his shoulder light as he can before stepping away and heading straight for the stairs. His way of offering comfort in the middle of this little mess we have found ourselves in. But amidst of all this, a tiny voice at the back of my mind nudges at a memory. Something I've forgotten, and the very reason why I'm chosen to return to home already. He made it 4 steps down when realization kicked in, and awareness of the envelope that I've been holding returns to me. Panic rears before prior words can form, and or I can think about the situation. Not a second sooner, I'm calling after him.
Ashton, wait!
He halts 1 foot already down on the step when he turns to me, raising an eyebrow in question.
Yeah?
Of all time, it is this moment when I falter. The adrenaline from earlier panic suddenly recedes. All of a sudden, none of the things I've prepared to say will take form, and I caught between simply forgetting about this, or just blurting it out to him while hoping for the best. Should I even yes? Tomorrow afternoon, do you have time? There's nothing wrong with trying, I suppose. I'm not going to lose anything if he says no. Which frankly has... Because in the party, she went with him. Or at least they were both there. So it makes sense. Which only has a very high chance of happening than the opposite, though the thought still doesn't prevent heat from crawling up my face and send my heart racing. It's better get this over with before my throat closes up and I lose my nerve.
Tomorrow afternoon. Do you have time?
A small frown is already on his face. Already seen where it's going and what he's thinking from that alone. Yet some mullish reason I continue hanging on to the glimmer of hope he'll say yes if I present an argument good enough for him.
That depends. Why?
Well, you see, someone sent an invite for a housewarming party, and I thought you might want to...
Rebecca, I'd rather stand on the messy end of a gunshot. You know that.
Oh my god. You don't know it's the Ermengarde mansion. Come on.
I know, it's just... You're one of the few people I can count on with things like this.
That's cool. I appreciate the thought. But really, Zach's a better companion. Gatherings like that just aren't my cup of tea.
It did cross my mind, you know. If he isn't busy with his freelance work, I'd probably ask him too. Actually, you two would have been spared if Isabella was here, but...
Why not just skip out on it? The world's not going to end if one guest doesn't show up.
You're gonna go as soon as I say it. It's the right.
Trust me, I'd love to. But
Just-
I promised Mom I'll be there.
Why aren't you telling him where it is?
Still can't say no, huh?
Like you're any better. Besides, the person who sent this is an old friend of Mom and Dad. If it's important to them, why not?
He's like saying everything and avoiding who they are. Like, oh,
Oh,
goddamn.
who would have thought, huh? The famous Evans heir used to be tutored by my parents.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, we also met before.
Wait, who?
Yes. That's it. That's how you date people.
Evans. Hannah Evans. Well, she's already married. She goes by Hannah Wright now. Remember the couple who bought the mansion Isabella's selling?
The same people?
As far as I know. Unless I misread their address, or there's another Hannah Wright in this city that we don't know about.
Let me see that.
Without waiting, he walks closer and takes the invitation off my hand gently, but with the same force of urgency in his voice. I don't know what he finds in it, but his eyebrow draws together as his eyes scan through the little line of text printed on the small piece of paper. His hold on the envelope tightens with each pass, and by the time he has finished reading, his mouth has formed into a thin line.
You never mentioned this.
I was just mentioning.
We met just once. Or at least, that's what Mum told me.
Hey, Halloween ghosts, look at that.
Honestly, I can't recall anything from it.
How many ghosts
Otherwise, I
are
would have
there?
told you about it.
What the fuck? He hummed something inaudibly under his breath, all while thumping the paper straight at it as if doing so will proffer him answer to even unspoken question in his head. When he gleans nothing from it, he merely folds the envelope back to its form.
All right, I'll go with you.
There you go. That's how you get a date. See? As I told you. Ask Master Pano, he'll tell you.
What?
Yeah, he'll go with you. Why are you questioning it?
I'll go with you. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Unless you've already made up your mind about asking Z-Man.
No, I told you already the guy's busy. Why would I bother him for this when I can go alone? But what about your own work and...
I can make time for this. 3 o'clock, yeah?
Whoops, I fucked that up. Love Stinky. What do you mean?
But what about your own work and...
I can make time for this. 3 o'clock, yeah? I'll pick you up an hour or so before.
I hate drills. Less from what this implies, more from how easy all this seems for him. How fast this turn around is. He already halfway down the stairwell when any semblance of sense returns to me, and I can finally string 2 words of protest together. But yet, all of it dies on my tongue at the small smile he shoots me. He disappears into the view seconds later. His footsteps gradually fading as he descends the stairwell until all I can hear are, well, my own shallow breath and heartbeat, loud, pounding hard against my chest. It's only after I'm standing alone in my room minutes later that it sinks in. He's taken the invitation with him, but besides that, more than that, he has also accepted mine. Calling this happiness is a complete understatement. For now, looming thoughts of the mansion and that woman lay silent at the back of my head. What? 28. This is the party day. I can hear that. The night wears on without a further incident, despite the great number of thoughts swimming inside my head. Come morning, there is only a hush, a strained sort of stillness, unlike the ones greeting me every morning. You know, I'll continue here later. From here later, I'm gonna go eat. Maybe I'll stream more today. Maybe I will not. I don't know. Oh, look at that. So nice. That's cute. Okay. But yeah, I'll go now. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna eat. The camera is so different. Do you not like it? Is it bad? Go eat. Is it bad? Do you like it? It's nice. It's mess. You see, my lights are like this because when it's darker, you can't see much. You know? So if I do well dark lights, which is gonna be, let me see, let me change my bedroom lights to, I don't do the cyberspace theme anymore because I'll change. You know what? Give me 1 sec. Make it go darker. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I just edited the name first. Let's do color like I normally do, right? Light 1, which is this, is gonna be bluish. And light 2 should be red. And so is my table lamp. Should be red. This is what I used to do. And even without this, do you see the grains? Do you see? Do you see the noise? And it's on the maximum noise reduction. There you go. It's on maximum noise reduction. Can you believe that? So yeah, it's not so bad. Maybe it's removing the noise there. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's not bad. It's like you're grainy. Yeah, that's the noise. That's what I'm talking about. The noise is the issue. Anyway, let me just do red. My light should go back to white after this. Yeah. Thank you. Well, that's it for me, guys. That's it for me now. Pink. Oh my god. You're gonna have your fun now, huh? There you go. By the way, Ghosty, if you didn't notice, there is a jump scare and a flashbang again. But yeah, there you go. What do you mean where? It's in the points. Yay. Yeah, they work. I hope you're happy. I can't do the lights white because they're already white. I could have done that specific light, like boom, but I'm not gonna do that. Thank you. Anyway, okay, I go now. To be honest, the camera looks much better on here than on that PC because that screen, I'm using the cheapest of cheapest Dell screen, full HD, 60 hertz, like it's very old. That's the thing I'm using there. Is that a kiss? Thank you very much. Okay. Now I go now. Anyway, bye bye. See ya. Wait.